And hello there folks, it's me RJB from RJB TV, the channel that you're watching right now. And we are going to witness Dewey July playing against Byul. This is probably one of the single most rare matchups you will ever find on Battle.net. Dewey July playing 1 versus 1 against Byul. Dewey July is a very big streamer of fastest map. He has been around for a very long time, at least like 8 years already, and he's still very popular. He's a very fast player. He is a legitimately very fast player. He plays at like 400 APM most of the time. And Byul right here is a 2-time ASL contender. ASL being the highest level of the normal map competitions in the world, which means he is a very good player. He is a Terran main here on the Zerg, and he's been playing fastest for I'd say the last 3 years, and he's grown tremendously to be one of the very best fastest players of all time. I mean, what do you expect? A former professional player bothering to actually learn every single little thing there is to learn about fastest map. And then you get someone like Byul, or Brain, or some of the other professional players who are pretty much only playing fastest by now. Dewey July here. He's known for being an absolutely amazing team player. He doesn't play 1 versus 1 that often, but most of the time, a player of his skill level is, without a doubt, always going to be good at pretty much anything they do on StarCraft. Whether it's normal maps, team play, single play, use map settings maps, whatever they do, they will always be amazing. But at some point, a player just has so much overall talent that they will excel at pretty much anything they touch. Pretty much anything they touch, they are good at it. So all the flattery aside, Byul starts off with a hatchery in the choke, and we have hatchery in the back, and there's only a single sunken coming in and only 2 Zerglings, so he did take some risks. Byul took some risks. And the risk being that he was gambling on Dewey not rushing him. And that gamble works out in his favor, as he already has 4 hatcheries, 3 on the way, 2 on the way, 2 finished. He only made 2 Zerglings, so that means he has, okay, 4 Zerglings, not 2. 4 Zerglings. Most of the time they make 6 of them. He made 4 of them. So that means 1 drone more. He delayed the second sunken quite a lot, which of course also means a little bit more minerals in the bank. So the start is looking great for Byul, but he is right next to Dewey. But there's a cannon in the back to protect all of the economy, and a cyber core already finished up. 1 gateway though. And a lot of money building up in that bank. He's either going to get a couple more gateways, or he's going to get a 3rd nexus. He's getting a couple more gateways. And he's going to get a Citadel of a Dune. A 4th gateway already. That really means he's going to have to get a Citadel of a Dune really early on. He's going to get gateway number 5? 5 gateways here from Dewey. He's planning on just bursting and breaking through this choke point with, I assume, wait, that's a Stargate. 4 gateways, 1 Stargate. And the Citadel of Dune is on the way. We have the Dragoon coming out as well. That's going to try to hunt down Overlords, but the Overlord already made its escape. So now Dragoon is just there to make sure that the Overlord never ever comes back to scout that base and get information. But at the moment though, the Zerglings are gathering all the information Byul needs, so he's going to try to keep them alive as long as he can, but walks into the backside to check how many assimilators there are. These 2 assimilators does lose the Zerglings, but he has all the information he could possibly want. Saw everything. Level 1 attack, they're on the way for the Zealots. We got Zealot speed on the way very soon as well. We got a Corsair coming out to hunt some Overlords down. We have 5 hatchery in total there for Byul, getting more sockets in the front, because he realized with what he scouted that the Gateway army will soon be arriving right here to kill all of this. Hylas then very quickly there from Byul, already on 26 drones. He droned up really hard, because when you scout a Protoss going for Nexus first, you can afford to delay your sunkens in your choke by quite a bit. And that's what he did. And now he's using that pretty strong economy of 30 drones to try and get himself high-disc speed, some high-discs, and even a couple more drones. 2 more Suckers going up in the front. I don't see an Evo Chamber, but guess what? Evo Chamber is on the way. He's delaying his lair quite a bit. And that leads me to believe he wants to get a nice amount of high-discs out first. Although, supply like at the moment, he might decide to go for a quick lair after all, because being supply blocked, he is going to build up quite a bit of a bank. I do expect him to go for at least another hatchery, which he did. Another hatchery on the top. Like after he got supply blocked, he got that hatchery immediately, because the money cannot be spent on anything else. Still no lair though, getting high disc range, already has speed. Dowie is getting more gateways. I was expecting something like a drop off the back of the Corsair abuse, but I think the Corsairs are really just there to make Byul play a guessing game. Is Dowie gonna go for a drop, or is he gonna go for a big gateway army? There's no support base on the middle, there's no support base back at home, so Reavers and drops not an option. He's really just going for that really big gateway army, and Byul is gambling. He's gambling really hard. Usually the Corsairs are used like this to either supply block or to take vision away from the Zerg to make drops easier to fly in. It really is a gambling game here for Byul. He doesn't quite know what's happening. He's getting a lot of Sunkers in the front though. Maybe he did spot something. Maybe he did see something. It gave away the fact that it's not a dropping game, but a massing game, because that's a lot of Sunkers coming up in the front. A lot of Sunkers coming up in the front. So the Corsairs fly about and do supply block Byul a couple of times. I think he killed like 5 or 6 Overlords in total. That's quite painful. And Byul is on 42 drones, does not have a lot of high disc, but has a lot of Sunkens. A lot of Sunkens in the front. And another Overlord might just die, stays alive though. If one attack is finished up and so is speed. We got 146 supply there for Dowie, that's a lot of supply. But I'm not sure if that army is going to be able to break through, because a lot of Sunkens around the corners, a lot of Sunkens in the middle, not a lot of surface area to attack. It's like, he can hit 2 Sunkens in the front. Once he kills those 2, he can hit 3 of them. There's still not a lot of them, and then all those around the corner are still there to help him defend. He's going to try to break through anyway. Armor is on the way there for Dowie. We got Overlord speed on the way there for Byul, and a 1 attack as well. All the highest upgrades are finished, getting Lurkers as well. Well, Lurker S-Spec, the Lurkers themselves, not yet on the way there. He tries to break through, but it's largely the Goons that are doing all the hitting. The Zealots not really contributing that much because there's just not enough space to attack. But Dowie is macroing really quickly. But was this the right choice? Hydralisks behind the sunken wall are defending superbly, and the Sunkers behind the hills are just hitting their Goons really hard, and he repels that attack. Wasn't easy. Took a lot of investment, took a lot of time, took a lot of preparation, but he read the situation right. He read the situation correctly. Now we have Overlord speed finished up. Might be trying to trick him into thinking an Overlord drop is happening as he pulls back a lot of units. He pulls back a lot of units here to the side to protect himself. He's definitely thinking that a drop was coming. There's no drop coming though. We do have transportation on the way. We have 9 hatcheries in the back, 1 in the front, 1 down. We have 12 Lurkers in the front, ready to help him fortify that front door. Dowie really has to start thinking hard, contemplating about his priorities and his life choices, about did he make the right choice or not. Am I going to have to go back to the drawing board and figure out another strategy? And, well, he beat me to it because that's 5 robotics, double support bay for double upgrade, getting both speed for shuttles and Reaver damage at the same time. So yeah, Dowie was a couple steps ahead of me. He's already preparing to go for a technology switch into mass shuttle, mass Reaver. And the question is going to be, what else is he going to mix into that composition? We have armor and shield on the way, functional for both ground and air. We have a couple more Corsairs in production, and the first wave of shuttles has finished, and the first wave of Reavers is on the way. The next step, of course, then becomes getting a Templar's Archive and getting cannons to protect himself against Overlord drops. And Byul is preparing himself to defend himself against shuttle drops. And he's also getting a Queen's Nest and a Spire, so Hive soon on the way. A couple lurkers there spread around that lair to protect himself. 68 drones droned up really quickly. Byul is playing this pretty much perfectly. But I do think Whitney Houston, known as Dowie, did make a couple mistakes in his choice of strategy. I really think he should not have gone for the simplest of the simplest strategies of the frontal gateway mass attack. Because it didn't get him much results. And the first drop has been delayed by so much that we have some pretty strong fortifications finished here on the bottom side. Lurkers moving into position to help him defend. Getting creep colonies for spores as well. We got Hyla just hugging that wall to make sure that if a shuttle tries to fly over, it will get hit pretty much immediately. Getting vision on the top side as well to make sure that shuttles don't fly in from the top side, which he is actually not protecting at all. All of the protection is on the bottom side. So trying to slide in there is going to be difficult for Dowie. He is preparing a big ball of Reavers, but first he wants to put Dragoons on the high ground, but there's spores on the side, which means shuttles go down, and the unload actually does not succeed. Loses 2 shuttles for nothing in exchange. Tries to get again, gets 1 Dragoon on the top side, but don't think this is worth it. Like, he's trying some pretty crafty moves. I like the craftiness of the moves, but right now, the craftiness is not the right choice. I do like the concept that he's trying to pull off here. He's trying to get control over this hillside before Byul gets control. Cannons can shoot over the hill like this. But likewise, Sunkens can shoot back over the hill, just like that. So both players fighting for control over the hillside, but I think that might be a waste of Dowie's time, because Byul is getting more hatcheries on the top side. He's growing stronger. Already has a hive. His drones are well protected, getting scourges as well to defend against shuttles. Byul is maxed out. He's got upgrades on the way. No greater spire yet though. He's finishing out the last couple remaining gas. Byul is reaching the stage where his brains will really shine. Really shine. And Dowie hasn't quite been able to do any damage so far. He's preparing a big drop. He's preparing defensives. He's preparing himself for a big all-out macro battle. Looking for an angle, unloads in the bottom corner. He has Reavers in position. Reavers do quite some pretty good shots there on those Hydras and the Lurkers, but the surround is good. Scourges do not connect. Cannons are too strong. The Reavers did not really do that much. He tried to clean out that corner, but cleaning out that corner here does seem to be a little bit too difficult. Dowie has to open up a hole somewhere. He has to hurt and peel away these defenses that Byul has built all over the place. Getting more hatcheries on the top side, more hatcheries coming out. He's got 5, that's 8, that's 13, and another 6 for 19, and the hive is number 20. 20 hatcheries is an amazing production for Zerg. You don't really need 20, you can do perfectly fine on 12 to 16, but it doesn't hurt to get even more hatcheries. It does not hurt. Drop comes in, gets in there, gets the drop. He managed to land the drop at actually a very important timing into the game. I mean, we do have a lot of money in the bank there for Byul. He has 43 drones in production, which will replace all the drones that just died. We'll have 4 groups of drones on the minerals, which is pretty much the exact amount you want. About 46, maybe 40. That is the amount you want on your minerals. He has to hit him again. He has to hit him again right about now. Comes in from the top side. Gonna try to do it again. Templar unloads. Templar storms. Hits him exactly as all the drones return to the minerals, but a lot of drones were actually a little bit too far down. So at least 12 of them? I'd say 13, actually 13 drones do survive that drop. So it was a great drop after all. And 3 to 1, oh, another drop comes in, he's gonna try to hit him again. Dowie is very good at drops, unloads, Reaver's on the scene, too far away, Scarab cannot connect hits. I think he hit just 1, or maybe 2 of them. A lot of Reavers on the top side though, these are doing a lot of damage, a lot of material damage, a lot of units dying. The Byul is closing in, Reaver's crawling away. Are they gonna win this exchange? This game has turned interesting right here or right now. The first drop had my blood pumping, and this Reaver drop, even though he did kill some drones, actually just largely kills a lot of Hydralisks, which is painful. Losing that many Hydralisks is painful. And if Dowie can follow up that drop quickly with another one, he might be building himself an advantage. He might be building himself a snowball that will soon start rolling off that hill. But he has to hit Byul again really quickly. Almost in the bottom corner, there's observers on the scene, storming all of the Hydralisks. We have Scourges coming in to hit his Corsair. The observer stays alive. He killed the entire army in the bottom corner. He is finally prying open those defensives. But Lurkers arriving on the scene, burrowing up. Will they kill the Reavers? I think they will, but even more units are arriving from across that hillside. Having some trouble unloading, and actually not that many units inside those shuttles. I thought there were more in there. There's only like 10 or 12 units. So even though he does break open this corner after hitting the minerals a couple of times, doesn't actually gain that much ground. I mean, Byul does have low minerals because he's constantly spending and recovering. But I would have liked for Dowie to have a bigger second drop after the first one. I was going for the minerals again. Unloading too far away, Reaver shoots, but drones are running to safety. Drones getting stuck, and drones do die. I think he hit about 16 because he had 88 drones. 71 drones still alive is perfectly fine. Byul doesn't mind too much. He is making 14 more drones because he doesn't exactly know how many drones he lost. Another 14 will be put onto the minerals. Maybe a couple of them onto this bottom corner to refortify the defensives. But Byul is playing a very strong defensive game, but Dowie is actually hitting him pretty hard. But is he hitting him hard enough? Starts unloading on a terrible spot. Terrible spot. No observer on the scene. He cannot see the lurkers, not even with the vision from the cannons. Observer does arrive, but too late. That was a terrible choice. I cannot sugarcoat that one. That was a terrible choice. A lot of supply down the drain. And against Zerg, a lot of supply being flushed down the toilet will give a Zerg like 30 seconds to a minute of free building time. And that's terrible. That's terrible news for the Protoss. Because as you can see, Byul recovered extremely quickly. He's throwing down Sunkens all over the place, putting Guardians into position to defend. Dowie might have just wasted his opportunity to really start rolling that snowball down that hill. I think Byul has recovered, and now it is time to go for the counter-attack. Storms have been used. Guardians are moving forward. They do slide into the cannon range because Guardians are very, very bad at managing their distance. Loading on the bottom corner again. Observer is on the scene. Reavers are getting results, but they die really quickly. Look at how quickly they got melted. Again, he did kill some stuff, but not nearly enough. Not nearly enough was killed. Does get some good storms from across the hill. He's got 16 Templars across that hillside to help him storm units, so that's great. Maybe a couple too many Templars. Like, the downside of having 16 Templars is that Templars are great for defense, great for hitting drones, but ultimately, high Templars are not going to help you that much in pushing and destroying buildings. And buildings is what Byul has a lot of at the moment. Good storms. Again, great storms on his bottom corner. But there's so much material defense from Byul that Even if Dowie kills a bunch of Hydralisks and Lurkers and Guardians with Storms, he has to kill the structures, the Sunkens, the Spores, and the Guardians, and the Hydralisks, and the Lurkers. He needs to do more damage. And Byul is punching back pretty hard. At this point, if I was Dowie, I would start to worry. Can I actually outpace Byul here? I'm getting a bit worried here. I'm getting a bit worried because the cannon line has been removed. And even though Byul has a lot of production, does he have enough to really hit Byul right in the heart? Unloads in a terrible... What is it with trying to unload on this position? There's so many lurkers that instantly blow up everything unloading. The spores are killing the courses and shuttles, and the Sunkens are hitting really hard. I mean that one Reaver on the bottom corner does stay alive, but look at the amount of Sunkens and spores morphing around him. And the Guardians finishing as well. Byul is simply playing a smarter game than Dowie. Dowie is trying to brute force. He's not looking for openings, he's trying to brute force openings, and against Byul, you simply cannot brute force your way through. Because he is playing smarter. He is playing smarter than Dowie is at the moment. Another big drop being loaded up, shuttles are moving into position. We have pretty much maxed out upgrades for everything everywhere. The Guardians have level 3 Carapace, level 2 Carapace is on the way, almost maxed out. The Goons are on 323. The air there for Dowie I can't see, because there's units in there, I can't see the upgrades. The ground there for Dowie, for Byul is on 3-3. I said that before, he's got over 20 hatcheries, maybe 25 of them. Guardians pushing forward, a lot of Templars went down. Guardians are being a problem, Reavers are under attack. He's going to try to get his drop in there again. Hopefully not on that bottom corner. Getting ensnared, oh, painful one. Means it's very easy to kill the shuttles. He's unloading on the high ground. Not going to work, my friend. That is not going to work. Dowie is scratching his head. How am I going to break this? Maybe he should try to fly in from a different angle. Maybe he should try to clear out the skies here, the overlords here. Byul knows he only has to focus on the bottom side because the overlords are providing so much vision. He knows a topside attack is not going to happen. He knows. He knows for certain that a topside attack is not happening. I mean, it is happening right now. He's going for a topside attack. Actually, it's a frontside unload. Okay, he's changing up his methodology. One shuttle there loading up. Gonna try to hit those drones, but vision everywhere. Reavers are pushing forward, getting some results. But Guardians are pushing onto this top side of Dowie's base. And we do have the shuttle flying through every single overlord. Starts unloading on the scene. Everything did die. But that doesn't matter. What matters most is Dowie is now feeling return pressure. Reaver will rise on the scene, gets killed by the... Oh, lurk. Oh, he does kill the drones. He does kill the drones. But Dowie has, Byul has, 10,000 minerals remaining in the bank. A lot of drones can be rebuilt very quickly, very easily. The Reavers in the front did make some progress, but not a whole lot. Guardians keep streaming from the middle of the base into Dowie's top side. Courses are defending, but now the Guardians are relocating to the front, where we have like 6 high Templars ready to storm the Guardians. Another shuttle drop moving over the top side, ready to go for another drop. This time around, there's a lot more defensive. The storms are hitting hard. The Guardians do retreat. They change their priority to the bottom side there. Drop comes in, gets sniped though. Too much vision. Too much vision. The Dowie's moving to the front side. He wants to break to the front. He gave up on breaking to the bottom side, but it might be too late. We already have 62 drones back on the minerals. Byul has recovered. 6,000 minerals still in the bank. That will grow over time. Great storms. Great storms. Hydralisks don't stand a chance. They do take down one Reaver, but they don't stand a chance. The Sunkens around the corner, though. The Sunkens around the corner are the real problem for Dowie. It's gonna take so much effort breaking around those corners. And Guardians come from the back to the front to help him defend. Once again, amazing storms. The storms from Dowie are fast and accurate. All the Guardians are almost dead and gone. But the army from Dowie is lagging behind. He does not have that many gateways. We got 8, 5, 4. We got 9 plus 8. That's 17 gateways in total. Not a whole lot. We have 5 robos, another 5, 10 robos. That's a lot of robos. We have 2 stargates for Corsairs. Corsairs are losing their value because we got Devourers in the sky. And Byul now going for the counter-attack. Dowie does seem prepared for the counter-attack. Reavers are in position there behind the cannon line next to the Dragoons. We got Lurkers coming in. We have no observers on the scene. They're all in the middle. Lurkers burrowing up will actually help him get control over this front side. Observers have to pull back right now. Guardians are on top of the Lurkers. Dowie is in trouble. Not enough production. Forces went down. No Templars on the scene to storm those Guardians. Reavers are spawning, but the Reavers don't stand a chance against the Guardians. Hydralisks, though, they are pretty bad against Reavers, but it's all about the Guardians in the sky with their 3-2 upgrades, and Dowie taps out. Byul wins the game. His bank did shrink a lot, but he came out on top with a very strong, dominating performance. He got pushed to quite some difficult positions a couple of times, but Dowie was never able to capitalize because he started tunnel visioning on this bottom section, where he lost a lot of minerals without ever really doing anything. The unloads on the bottom side were terrible. I cannot sugarcoat it. Those unloads were terrible. The drops here on the minerals, though, were great. He pretty much always managed to kill some drones. That was great. He had to do more of that, but for some reason he changed his mind and he tunnel visioned on breaking this bottom corner, and that never ever got him anywhere. This game, Byul played great, but I have to admit, Dowie had moments of brilliance and moments where he made some terrible choices that ultimately helped Byul get to a victory. Thank you for watching. It was RGB for RJB TV. I do hope to see you return when I make another video. When? I don't know, but it will probably be very, very soon. So sit tight in that chair of yours or wherever you are and look forward to more StarCraft Fastest Map coming live to you very, very soon.